strong magnitude 7.4 earthquake just shook the North Island of New Zealand. Let's remember we have the location of volcanoes there. One of the supervolcanoes of the world, the Taupo Supervolcano. This is one of the locations of it. We know that very close by to that is the White Island volcano of the North Island of New Zealand that had an eruption, an unexpected eruption of on December 9th. It was a steam eruption because the volcano is low-lying, the crater is low-lying, and it was full of water over the crater of the volcano. That's what causes the steam eruption. And this is, again, the area. The geologists have been warning New Zealanders to expect a major earthquake in this area. Let's take a look at the maps. You can see what's going on. Here we are at Seismo Berkeley. This is our area, 7.4 magnitude, New Zealand, shallow, 10-kilometer depth. It was red just a few minutes ago. It's now just turned blue. We know that the red is the past hour and the blue is the past day. And again, this is our fault line. The Ring of Fire, of course, which has 90% of the world's earthquakes. Of course, West Coast is on that Ring of Fire. And 75% of the world's volcanoes. So this is our area. The 7.4 magnitude earthquake. This is our quake intensity, but unfortunately the USGS stops that block there. This is the North Island right there. And if you were to extend that shaking, it would definitely take in the whole island, the whole country of New Zealand, which is the North and South Island. That earthquake took place right on that fracture zone, the tectonic fracture, right there. And going into the area, this is it right here. A lot of historic earthquakes. It did shake from what we see the whole of New Zealand. Extend the frequencies, the shake frequencies, and you'll see that the whole area must have felt. I wouldn't be surprised if the east coast of Australia also felt that. Now, how many did feel it? I didn't see. Let's see how many reported that. To USGS, only 34. Okay, well, obviously, they're still probably outside because that was a strong earthquake. This is tectonic summary. Eastern margin of the Australian plate, one of the most seismically active areas of the world, due to high rates of convergence between the Australian Pacific plates. In the region of New Zealand, right here, the 3,000-kilometer Australian Pacific plate boundary extends from south of Macquarie Island to the southern Kermadec Island chain, includes a oceanic transform, the Macquarie Ridge, two opposite verging subduction zones, and a transgressive continental transform. Since 1900, there have been 15 magnitude 7.5 plus earthquakes. Well, I guess we could say that's 7.4, almost there. Earthquakes recorded near New Zealand, 9 of these, and the 4 largest occurred during or near the Macquarie Ridge, including the 1989 8.2 event on the ridge itself, and the 2004 8.1 event on the plate boundary reflecting interplate deformation. The largest recorded earthquake in New Zealand was 1931, 7.8 magnitude, Hawke's Bay earthquake. The last 7.15 plus earthquake along Alpine Fault was 170 years ago. Studies of fault strain accumulation suggest that similar events are likely to occur again. Okay, we know that the geologists have been warning people that they are to expect a large earthquake. Large earthquakes are common along New Hebrides, North New Hebrides Trench, and have mechanisms associated with subduction tectonics, though occasional strip earthquakes occur near the subduction ridge with the subduction zones. We've had big earthquakes there. New Hebrides subduction zone followed 15 minutes after the 7.6. Minutes later, an even larger mad interplate event, 7.8. So it is likely that the first event triggered the second, the so-called earthquake doublet. So we don't know. Is this going to be the main quake or is this a foreshock? We don't know. Now going to the Volcano Discovery, Taupo Volcano, it's normal or dormant, 1 out of 5. Taupo, the most active rhyolitic volcano of the Taupo volcanic zone, is a large, roughly 35-kilometer wide caldera with poorly defined margins. It's a type of example of an inverse volcano that slopes inward towards the most recent vent location. The Taupo caldera, now filled by Lake Taupo, largely formed as a result of the voluminous eruption of the Oruani tephra about 22,600 years before present. This was the largest known eruption at Taupo, protruding about 1,170 cubic kilometer of tephra. This eruption was preceded during the late Pleistocene by the eruption of a large number of rhyolitic lava domes north of Lake Taupo. Large explosive eruptions have occurred frequently during the Holocene from many vents within Lake Taupo and near its margins. The most recent major eruption took place about 1,800 years before present for at least 3 vents along northeast-southwest trending fissure centers on the Horomotangi reefs. This extremely violent eruption was New Zealand's largest during the Holocene and produced the thin but widespread Phreatoplinian Taupo ignimbrite, which covers 20,000 square kilometers of the North Island. And let's go to our Taupo volcano eruption. New Zealand's North Island, and a lot of this we've already read. The Taupo volcano forms part of the Taupo volcanic zone, a region of volcanic activity that extends from Ruapehu through the Taupo Rotorua districts to White Island. White Island, we know that this is it right there. That's what erupted December 9th of last year. Okay, Taupo volcanic zone, look at that. Volcanic area in the North Island, New Zealand, that has been active for the past 2 million years and is still highly active. That's it right there. Okay. Considering recent history, the volcano has been inactive for an unusually long period of time, but considered its long-term activity, it was inactive for much longer, between 8,100 and 5,100 BC, so 3,000 year inactivity compared to the current 1,800 years. Look at that, isn't that something? Some volcanoes within the Taupo volcanic zone have erupted far more recently, however, notably VI5 eruption of Mount Tarawera in 1886. Look at that. And the frequently White Island volcano, that's what erupted December 9th last year, which erupted December 2019. Okay, this is a list of some powerful supervolcanoes. 1, Yellowstone. 2 is Long Valley Caldera, Vallis Caldera. 3, Lake Toba. Taupo, New Zealand is right here, as we said before. Okay, so that is definitely a supervolcano. There's at least 20, if not more. I don't think they have not included, 8 is Camp Flegrei. They have not included the supervolcano of Germany here. Okay. 7, U.S. La Garita Caldera. I don't even know, they don't even have Vallis Caldera in here. Yeah, they don't have Vallis in there either. So there's at least 20. So Taupo is one of the volcanoes of that area, of the supervolcanoes of the world. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.